So, what can I help you with? I know you were talking about, let me see, just kind of direction, right, and how to improve.
Yeah, yeah, I'm fairly new to Street Fighter, so
Okay.
I kind of don't, it's kind of like you don't know where your gaps are, otherwise they probably wouldn't be your gaps.
Okay.
I know like my combos aren't anywhere near optimal and just slowly working on that. The same old stuff like anti-airing more
Right.
consistently.
Okay, so just
Spacing. Oh, sorry.
no, you're fine. So just general
Yeah.
direction, right? Like basically,
Yeah.
hey, you're doing good here. You're doing, want to work on this. Okay.
Right.
So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and join me in a set. We'll play each other in a 2 out of 3. Whoops, I went to the wrong one. I am dumb. Um, we'll go ahead and do a 2 out of 3. And why is my remote? And I randomly went into a match. Okay,
Oh.
that was weird. So yeah, just give me a second while it. What? Wait, we're playing. Oh,
No,
okay,
no,
okay, okay.
show
We're
the
playing.
screen.
We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. This was random. I'd never seen it like that, but that was cool. All right, all right. So we'll just play each other, all right?
All right.
All right, cool. No problem. No problem. Just
Yeah.
always think about what the character is and what they want. Nice.
Oops.
It's okay. That was good. Oh, I missed it.
Oh. So did I.
Yeah. Okay. That was a good combo though. That was a good, bounce back. The first one was kind of rough, but the second one was, you started getting it a little bit, get some hits in, drop the combo, but that's okay. Like, we don't mind that. So. Oh, very good. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oops. Alright.
Well,
Almost. Good, good, good. Almost. Just trying. Huh? Yeah. Afterwards. Oh, good challenge. Really, really strong challenge.
thank you.
Nice. Okay. Nice. Alright, not that one. Yeah, I mean, they're still in it. They're still in it. Still up to 3 rounds.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a hard time reacting to the drive rush grab.
Yeah. Oh, just enough. Barely, but just enough.
Yeah, I didn't think you had it, but yeah.
Alright, we'll do 3 out of 5. It's okay. We'll do 3 out of 5.
Okay.
And then we'll get out of this. Oops. Oh, you're hitting me a lot. Oh, nice challenge. Oh, why did it throw? My bad. Good stuff, good stuff. That worked.
That worked, yeah. Oh, wow.
Yep, bird parries on jumps. I want to get those grabs. I've got 5 medallions. Okay. Alright, you still got. Yeah, perfects happen all the time, so don't worry like too much about it. Just bad choices, it's okay. Nice jump, and it was the right jump too. It was the up one. No. Oh, I messed up. Oh, yeah. Good man grab. Okay, cool. So, I got some ideas and some feedback and stuff to work on, and we'll definitely go over some of the things that are giving up. I left the thing. I am so bad at all this.
I've been in the custom room before, so.
Yeah, it's because the thing I hate the most is that, like, you win a set, and if you want to go to another area, you actually have to leave the battle slot, not leave the room. And I'm just like, why doesn't it just reset me into the one I can get into, you know? So I don't have to, you know, just reset it every time. But I'll just invite you again, and then we'll go over it.
Okay.
But for the most part, the things that I like the most is you were able to at least recognize, like, hey, I delivered a hit. I know what my next move is. You know, you got some combos down. Obviously, they weren't all like good or perfect,
Right.
but you know, at least you're in the right direction. Your cancels were good. You understood the you understood like how to cancel your normals into specials, which, believe it or not, is a major problem most players have. Is they have trouble understanding how to cancel, and so it's good that you are like in the right spot. You're in the good, you know, good starting point whenever you're learning fighting games and stuff. But go ahead and join me here into the training, and we'll do training now, and then we'll break it down and go, you know, piece by piece. There might be some things that you probably already know, but it's good to just understand what you want. Now, for the things to work on, and obviously there's, you know, I don't want to go and, you know, list them all, but I'm gonna go over some major ones. The main thing that you have to get really comfortable with as a player, like as jury, or if you're gonna main jury, you have to get comfortable with doing everything, all her specials, all the moves at different, you know, positions of the stick, whether you're holding down back, whether you're walking forward, whether you're jumping back, whatever. And the main thing is because of DP. You want to be able to DP off of block strings, right? And sometimes you got to do EX DP, right? That's going to be your invincible uppercut. That's the one that's going to go through some block strings, so you don't have any trouble, right? So for example, go ahead and block low. If I were to do something like this, you can EXDP that before my command grab gets you. Alright, so let's practice this a couple times. Okay, so we'll just, it's alright, we'll just... Okay. Almost. Good. Alright, that was good. Alright, try again. Good, that was a good one. And you see, on the right, I'll show you when it happens again, but if you do it right, on the right side of your screen, it's gonna say reversal. What reversal means is the frame you were able to do it. Okay, the first frame that you were able to do it, I'm sorry. So, when you're getting, when you're blocking, you have this block stun on you. And what happens is once it wears off, if you input the move at the right time, that is gonna come out as, when you do it, the reversal will come out when you do it on the first frame that you could, okay? So there is no gaps, there's no wait, because if you wait a little bit, you won't be invincible and I'll grab you, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you see a DP, when you get knocked down, or when you do something like you're on stun, block stun, hit stun, if you see reversal, you did it on the first frame. So let's try a couple more times, okay? Good. Now, okay. Good, that one was perfect, okay? Now, this should work every time I do a button into dash up, but let's just go ahead, let me just try something else, alright? See, if I do this now, I'll go for now I'm going for a hit. Now, I'm not going for the command grab, so now, go ahead and do this for me. Press start, go ahead and put on frame meter.
Okay.
Alright, so what that does is just show you the frames on the bottom, okay? Yeah. So, if you look at my command grab, I'm going to go for the medium one, because usually I'll go for medium. Medium, how much is my startup? How many frames?
Well, it says 7, yeah.
7. So what it is 6 on the startup, 7th is the hit. The moment it's active, right? The moment it's active. So that means that I am 7 frames, I need 7 frames to grab you on the initial, okay? Now go ahead and do EXDP. It's okay if you hit me, it's fine. Alright. What does yours say? Go ahead and do it again. But this time don't move after that. Alright. What does it say after? What's your startup? 6 frames. Okay. Right. So what that means is that yours is faster than my grab. So if I ever wanted to just grab, we were both in neutral position. If we do it at the same time, your DP is gonna always win. Also because it's invincible from the second frame on. If you look at the colors of your DP, there's green for startup and then white for the rest, and that's invincible. That means nothing can hit it, touch. I don't know if there's a different color in the sense of like between being hit invincible or throw or projectile invincible or throw invincible, I'm sorry. But you're invincible. So nothing should beat it. Go ahead and do like a normal medium DP. You see that? There is no white. There is no invincibility. So I can hit you out of that. Okay? So always remember, when you want to use that DP as a way to get through something, you want to make sure you use EX. The last thing you want to pay attention though is look at your drive rush meter and do an EXDP. How many meters does it take?
Yeah, 2.
2 bars. So while that's something that you want to use, it's very useful. You want to make sure that you're being very careful with your meters. Okay, because you know, but at the same time, look at me, right? Go ahead and block low, and you don't have to do anything. Look how much meter I use. 3, right? So when we're balancing it out, I'm spending more to hit you than you are. Okay. Right. Now the other thing you can use in this situation, and this might be a little tougher to do, but there is a drive reversal. Okay.
Oh. Yeah.
Do you know how to do that?
I think it's like forward and drive impact. Yeah.
Yes, after you block, right? So.
Right, yeah.
Very good. You see that? No matter what I try to do, go ahead and do it again. it's not gonna matter. I'm gonna get hit. So it is a way, but then you also, let's see how much you spend. Oh, it's okay. So about 2 and like a little bit, right? A little bit, like almost 2 and like a tenth of a bar. So be very careful when it comes to using the meter for defensive purposes. It's necessary, but there are times when you just gotta know, hey, I'm good, I can protect myself here, I know what the character's trying to do, versus I don't know what the character's trying to do. I've been getting hit by this over and over. Let me try a DP. Let me try, drive reversal. Okay, so that's what you want to do. Okay, so moving on from that, the main thing is also your hit confirms. Okay, so your combos. So what I noticed you doing is that you would drive rush into middle punch, right? But the thing that you want to understand is you can start with standing middle punch. Okay, if you do standing middle punch, you could always go to crouching middle punch. Go ahead and just do stand middle punch on me. Okay, what's the framed advantage for you?
7.
7. Okay, go ahead and do crouching middle punch. What's this? Well, just do it. Just do a raw, like just whiff it. Okay, what's the startup on that?
Oh.
6 frames. So, if you're +7 on stand middle punch and your next move is only 6 frames, is it gonna combo?
Yes.
Yes. Right. The reason why is because you're already 7 frames ahead when you land that middle punch. So because you're ahead 7 frames, you got all that to hit me before I recover. So so basically on the 8th frame I recover. So until 7, if there's another move that you have that's 7 frames or less, you'd be able to get that combo because that first hit was +7. Does that make sense? Now, you might think and go ahead and do middle punch just by itself, and you don't have to hit me. All right. How many starter frames is that?
6.
6. So theoretically, could that combo into each other?
Yeah.
So stand middle punch could combo into another stand middle punch, right?
Right.
Theoretically. But it's not possible because, go ahead and try it. I'm too far. I get too far from you. So this is where spacing matters. So yes, you are 7 frames ahead. You hit me, your advantage. However, your next move needs to reach the opponent. So that's why stand middle punch into crouching middle punch works. And that's a combo. And then you know that that's the last normal you need. So that normal, you're going to go into a special move. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to say, you want to make sure that you're trying to get this down, right? When it comes to hitting these combos and making sure that you're able to put this into a combo. Okay?
Right.
So, now go ahead and do crouching middle punch. And just hit me with crouching middle punch. Now, that says what's the frame advantage?
5.
5 frames. So, do you have a move that's 5 frames?
Yeah.
You have what? You could just mess with it.
Wait, no.
Not really necessarily a special, but you could do like normals, like okay, no. 4 frames, yep. 5 frames, right? So what you can do is if you're close enough and you hit crouching middle punch, let's just say you're stumbling, you hit crouching middle punch instead of stand middle punch, right? You can get another combo maybe into stand jab. So crouching middle punch, stand jab, that's a combo, right? Now now you can do other combos, now you can do that. What I would do probably with the jab, I'd probably just go into light pinwheel, right? A little harder combo to do, but it's something you can definitely use. Good. Why? Because it gets you a knockdown. Now I know the other one gave you a knockdown as well, and that's always good, but this also corner carries. This goes into terms of optimization. This is when we start talking about like what do I want, right? And so the priority system for me, my golden rule when it comes to combos, number 1, I want the knockdown.
Right.
right? That's number one. I want whatever combo I'm doing, I want to make sure I can get a knockdown, if that's achievable. Number two, I want to make sure that it's meterless, if I don't have to spend the meter. Now this kind of changes a little bit because it's Street Fighter 6, and you kind of get meter, you know, in time, and sometimes you want to cash out, so it's fine, right? That one's kind of subject to change. Is the whole, you know, doing it meterless. I still kind of do it, but I also spend the meter maybe a little too much as well. We're still learning in that aspect, but you know, if you could do it meterless, cool. If you need to spend the meter for the damage, do it, right? Because there are combos that cancel out of EX or OD, right? So just keeping that in mind. All right. And then the other one is corner carry. How much can I carry my opponent to the corner? Putting your opponent in the corner is super important, because being cornered limits my mobility. Now go ahead and just sit there and just do like stand heavy punch, right? Or do stand heavy kick, right? Now I can't move, and I know, like right here, I can't do anything, right? But you can reach me with that heavy kick, so I kind of have to respect it a little bit. Okay, you're negative, but you're not punishable, so you can kind of poke me with that. You can keep me there. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on what I want to do. You want to cage me. You don't need to go too crazy, although I will say most juries do go crazy. Okay, their initial thought process is to go and do drive rush into middle punch or drive rush into low forward, whatever. Okay. Any questions so far?
No, that all makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. Now we're gonna go over drive rush, because it is a move that you want to use in these combos. Okay, you want to make sure that you're doing these combos, that you're not having any problems doing this, that you're always just trying to make sure to land these combos and to understand the frame data, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and go over a move. Let's just say, go ahead and do low medium kick. All right, cool. Yeah, you're right. Low medium kick. Go ahead and do it. Okay, good. Now, low medium kick is only one frame advantage, right? Now, what is it on block? We'll make sure we'll keep this in mind. -6, right? So not very good, right?
No.
Okay.
Not up close.
Not up close, but we can at least understand something. So now, what I want you to do is I want you to be able to drive rush and then do crouching middle kick. And now you're only -2 now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what drive rush does is adds 4 frames to your hit and to your attack, or to your on block, right?
Yeah.
So go ahead and do standing middle punch, right? You're +7, right? Now go ahead and drive rush into stand middle punch. Now you're +11. Okay, so guess what this does? Now you can do stand middle punch, crouching middle punch, drive rush, stand middle punch. Try to do that. So stand middle punch, crouching middle punch, right? Because it's a combo. Oh, that's, yeah, it's okay. Good, good. And now you're 11 frames. So now what I want you to do is do stand middle punch, crouching middle punch, drive rush, stand middle punch, heavy punch. So it's a lot, so don't worry if you don't get it a couple times. There we go. And that comboed, right?
Right.
Now that's damage. Now you're executing with damage. Now you're getting in there. This is why drive rush is very powerful, because it leaves you with so much plus frames. Okay, and you want to use that middle punch because it's actually really plus on block, right? Your other moves are not. You tried with crouching middle kick, it didn't, right?
Right.
So now you did. Actually, you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this just because it's gonna be better this way. I'm gonna take us out, and now I'm gonna choose jury so that we're actually, you know, doing the same stuff. And I might steal your color, but oh well. Anyways, I think I was using the same color too, but what? It's okay. So go ahead. Yeah, we'll go into this training mode, and then I'll just show you some more stuff so that you have an idea. And we're just, you know, we're gonna be flip-flopping when it comes to the offensive defensive side of jury. Actually, I'll use yellow. Okay. So let's go ahead and turn on our frame data, just so that you have it on. Okay. So go ahead and block, right? So here on block, I'm still 6 frames ahead of you on block, right? Now, remember what we talked about? Let's see. Can you try to, like, after you block, try to, well, you know what? You do it. You go ahead and do crouching middle kick, drive rush into stand middle punch. It's okay. Yeah. Try. All right. Good. Go. Try again. Okay. I tried to jab it. Right. I tried to hit it, but I couldn't do it. Try again. Okay. Now I went for a DP. Right. Okay. So there are times now, but now do it with standing middle punch. Do just standing middle punch. Drive rush. Okay. Couldn't do anything. Try again. Good, try again. I couldn't DP. Because you're plus 11 now I'm not able to do the DP. I'm too much in block step. Alright? So, but now you can understand, okay, this guy's DPing every time. Right? This guy's DPing every time I drive rush. Now do middle punch, drive rush, and then don't do it, just block. Alright, try again. I didn't do the EX one. Oh, why is it not coming out? Go ahead, try again. And now you can punish me. Gives you options. Crouching middle kick doesn't because it's too negative. I'm going to be able to DP before you can stop. But this will allow you to try it and see, hey, my opponent is DPing a lot. Like, he doesn't care. Every time I do it, he's trying to interrupt me. Now I can do this with my middle punch if I'm close enough and go for it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, like, you know, and you can try to do this anytime you access the close counter, or like whenever you're close up to them, like, you know, jump in, the middle punch, you know, and do a combo like that. Okay? So you always want to utilize that, and you can definitely get in on your opponent when you're doing driver, you know, and you can do some combos with this. Okay? Alright, another combo that you can do when you land middle punch is middle kick. I think. Might be, there you go. Crouching middle punch. Okay, the reason why it wasn't working is because you have to be close to your opponent. You know what I was doing? I was doing wrong. I was with jab. You can do stand jab, middle kick.
Oh.
Why? Because stand jab on hit is 5 frames. Guess what 5 frames is? This stand middle kick. So, if I wanted to, I can do that now. And if you have storage, right? Now I have storage on my kicks. I can do stand jab, stand middle kick, down forward middle kick. Right? Into crouching middle punch. And I can do all that and then drive rush after that if I want to. So I can do, you know, and make sure you have some storage. Maybe what jumping won't work. Yeah, because it pushes too far. Okay. Okay. So then what you would want to do is you can do like... Oops. Yeah. Then you can do something like that. So you could do... combos like that, where you're adding, so you're just manipulating the frame data because of your drive rush. So when so the basic rule is your first drive rush move or normal is the +1. It's the very +1. Okay, so whatever you do on hit or on block, if you're on hit, you can go for these extensive combos because now you're point blank, and now you're plus. You know, what if you land this middle punch after drive rush, you're plus 11. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So always just try this out. Again, a lot of players, the neutral will just do this, and you have the whole run. Go ahead and run at me with drive rush, and then go for middle punch, right? So just see how long she goes, right? She has all day to do that. But you remember, you want to start with that middle punch, because if I drive rush, crouching middle punch, I'm only 9 frames. It's still a lot, it's still good, right? But, you know, it's better to get this one, because you can then follow up with this one. And then follow up with combos and all that stuff, okay? Now, a neat trick, just so that you know how you can dash, right? You just do a normal, you know, forward. Now, when you input forward, the moment you do the second one, press parry. Okay? So, like, before your dash happens, that actually reduces the amount you use of the drive meter. So if I parry and then do it, I spend more bar. Exactly. So it's just something that you can use, and then you can do some combos with that. Okay.
Okay.
So a lot of times what people will do is, I don't know if I can do this combo because I'm gonna try it, but I'll let you try after this. So, and then into the heavy version. So do that, because I don't have heavy kick. I have the 3 kicks, and it's always gonna be EX. So I want you to drive rush, stand middle punch, heavy punch, and then cancel that heavy punch with down and back heavy kick. Okay. There you go. And then after that, you can do down forward kick and get the level 1 super.
Yeah.
All right. So let's try that. So drive rush, middle punch, heavy punch, launch, super. Good job. And then you can also go into your level 3 as well. So do the same combo and then go into level 3. That combo. Okay, so easy way to do it. Easy way. You can spend all the meter. You can get in, and you can do a bunch of combos. So again, if you want to be, you know, super flashy, you can definitely do more combos. You can just do. My dashing sucks, but you get the picture, right? Like,
Yeah.
and then do a combo after that. Okay. So even though you're going to burnout, like obviously you don't want to go to burnout, but if you need to spend all this meter, all this time to get that combo, to get that kill, do it, right? If you need the damage, you do damage. So your goal is to do what I just did into level 3. So you get 3 reps, right? I would just narrow it down to 2 so that you don't confuse yourself. You're not in burnout automatically. But I would just do this to this. And then level 3. Okay. Yep, it's okay.
Alright, my brain is
mine too. I just got off of work and I'm like, just do 2 reps. You don't have to do all 3. So you could do this. Just do it once and then do middle punch, heavy kick, heavy punch after that, and then the launch. Middle punch, heavy launch, heavy kick, or heavy punch. I'm sorry. And then the launch. Yeah. Just cancel it and then level 3. That also could work as well. I don't think it's not gonna work, but try again. Oh, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll get it. There you go. Now look at the damage. Right, your damage on the right, combo damage. Look how much damage this does. And this is not CA. 4,300. Look, it's all that health that got depleted, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is something that you have to make sure you're doing,
Right.
so that you can tell, hey, this guy's about to die. All right, let me go ahead and go for the kill.
Right.
Instead of leaving him alive for a little bit. Okay? So this makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've been like practicing those combos in training mode.
Uh-huh.
I can't honestly remember if some of them have like even happened in real matches yet, but
So the main thing is like, okay, if you're fighting All right, let's go into like philosophy, and
Sure.
you know, just thinking about characters and matchups. Okay. For the most part, you gotta analyze the character. So you fought my Manon, right?
Right.
You fought my Manon, and what does Manon want to do? What are her strengths? What does she do? What's her special?
Right. I would say the biggest thing, well, the obvious one is the grabs, right? So always got to be afraid of that, and then you're the 50-50 of is she gonna hit or is she gonna grab me? And then I feel like most try to play in like footsie rings, do the target combos to then vortex you in to make you guess.
Right. Okay. So then you want to break it down on like simple terms. You ask yourself, does she have a DP? Does she have an uppercut? No. So what works now is that you can do low, medium kick, drive, rush, and I won't be able to interrupt it. Right? I can't do anything about it other than drive reversal. I can't really do much. I have to hold that. Okay. So that already gives you one. So footsies, yes, matter a lot. And then number two, you could just drive rush into her. Now, can she react and hit you? Yes, of course. But you can also do it just as a whiff punish. She has big buttons. She goes for big heavy kicks, whatever. You can use that drive rush and test your opponent. Something that I've always told my students all the time is don't worry about the consequences until they do it. No, you know, if you fight a guile, I'm never gonna tell someone that's fighting a guile, don't ever jump, right? Because you don't know what your opponent's capable of. You don't know if they're really good at anti-airs. Maybe they're really bad at anti-airs. Maybe they're not ready for it, right? And it's the same thing with Jury when it comes to using your drive rush, using your drive impact on certain moments because maybe they can't do it, right? This happened a couple weeks ago. I was playing against a platinum JP and he almost beat me just by doing drive impact on the moments that I was going in. So it just takes some time for you to just dissect what your opponent's about to do or what they're capable of, and that helps you lend your tools and see, okay, what works in this position. Can I go in with a drive rush? Can I, and drive rush into middle punch? That's all day. Like you're so plus that you should be able to go into your combos. Just literally just grind it out until you're like muscle memory, and then drive rush middle punch should be a breeze. Like you should be able to just land it and then just tell yourself, oh, did this work? Yes? Cool. Did this, you know what I'm saying? And then just do that all the time. Alright? So it's a good, easy way to do it. Now, what's really broken, go ahead and backdash a couple times. Now do a store, you have storage, right? Throw a light fireball, then drive rush. That is super strong. And do I have a fireball against you? Well, as Manon, right? As Manon.
Manon, then no.
Okay, so what happens is, what you want to do, you want to wait till that fireball's about to touch me, or I'm gonna block it, then drive rush, right? And now I have to block that, and guess what? Now you're still 6 frames ahead.
Right.
Okay? So, that already gives you so much advantage. Because now they gotta block the fireball, now they gotta hold that. Doesn't mean you want to do this all the time, because, there are ways to go around it, especially if other characters have fireballs, or they have ways to go through fireballs. If they want to jump, you gotta be careful with that. Those are all things, variables that can happen in a match. Okay? So, always just, take your time, but you always have that in there. You always want to start off in the beginning of the match. You want to think about what you're going to do and how you're going to approach your opponent. Again, it all comes down to analysis of the character. You're fighting a Dalzum, you guess what? He's going to press limbs. You're going to take your time. You're fighting against Manon. She's going to want to rush in. She's going to want to get in. So you got to make sure your defense is on point. Don't let her get free jumps. Play the footsie game with her, right? If you're playing against like Guile, that's where you can kind of start saying, all right, I can work my way in. I can actually, throw a fireball, and if he doesn't throw that sonic boom, I'm rushing in, because now I'm in his face, and he only has that one time to flash kick, and if he messes up the charge, or he doesn't have flash kick anymore, he's got to hold all that block string. Okay, and then it just comes down to, okay, can I bait him? Can I do this? How do I affect whatever, right? That's where you start looking at what the tendencies of the opponent is, and you just make sure you're making those adjustments when you're playing the certain character and the player. That's when it becomes a player matchup, when you start, okay, this guy's doing this, okay, I have to adjust. Okay?
Right.
Now, when it comes to defense, and what we talked about here, go ahead and take one step forward. Okay. So, I believe at this range, nobody can still jump over you. Right? There might be a move, like, you know, you might have, like, what, like, maybe Dozen Teleport. I'm trying to think of anybody else. Like, maybe sometimes Chun could Drive Rush, but even then, at this range, you can poker. What I'm trying to say is, at this range, you should be able to anti-air with either Crouching Fierce or a DP, right? Okay. This is where I was talking about being in control and being very capable of all your specials, because this becomes a mindset thing. It's not so much as a reaction physical thing. It's more of a mindset. Hey, I have him caged. Hey, I'm winning the matchup. He wants to get out, and you know he wants to get out. So make sure that you're keeping him there, or you're just waiting for him to make a mistake, because you know what he's scared of. Go ahead and drive impact. I'm scared of this, because then you can do combos with this into damage. Exactly. Right? So he knows it's coming. So you don't have to drive impact. You don't have to make a move. Let him make the mistake for you. Okay? You DP him. I'm gonna jump. You DP me. And you want to be a little bit back, and maybe just do the heavy one. Right? Now I'm getting up, and you're in front of me. You can walk forward. Right? Go ahead and jump at me. And then I'm right here, and I can do meetings. And I can affect you just by being here. Maybe you'll DP, maybe you'll wake up parry, maybe you'll wake up drive impact. But I'm going to affect you by being here and in control. Right? So instead of me guessing and just trying to say, I'm tired of waiting, I'm going to go for a move, which everyone does, we all do it, we're all reckless sometimes. So it's not a bad thing. But again, this is something where you can say, I'm just going to be casual. I'm going to wait for him to make a mistake and then do that mistake. And now you can, mess with his wake up timing. Okay? And if nothing's going on, like if you fight someone that's literally just waiting and poking, then what you do is you look for a time, you throw that, and then you do that. And you can go for the overhead. So this into overhead is +6. So what does that combo into? Whoa, whoops. Crouching middle punch. Right? So you do this into that. Or you want to do EX, you can do EX and then do level 1 super or whatever. Right? So again, it comes down to how you can attack your opponent. If you block it, go ahead and walk backwards. You block this, I'm still +1 on frames. My jab is still going to come out before yours. What is this? Yeah, 4 frames. So you're going to still stuff your opponent. Right? So you're plus on block. Go ahead and walk back. Whoops, not that one. If you jab, I hit you. And that's a counter hit, so then this into this, or... Actually, let me see this. Go ahead and jab after blocking that. So now I'm 7 frames ahead. So you look at what's 7 frames. Crouching middle kick is 8 frames, so that wouldn't work. So you would probably do crouching middle punch. So let's try that again. Okay. Oh, almost. Well, I messed up there. There you go. That's a counter hit set up right there. So if that jab hit now, it's hard to just confirm it every time because you don't know if they're gonna press the button or not. But in time, when you play this enough, you'll actually say, "Oh wow, he's actually going for this." And so you get a counter hit set up. You go into crouching middle punch, and then what you can do, and this kind of expands on everything. Let's do the same setup again. You get a jab after I block, right? After you block. Oops. See that? That's more combos. That's more pressure. Because again, now you got crouching middle punch that hits. You can drive rush that. you can go into big combos. You can go for your level 3 on that mix up. This is hard to do. Don't think it's easy. I know it make it sound easy. It's not. But again, it's something that you can use to advance your offense by drive rushing, by using this pressure. So now you're plus 4 frames. Now that half health that I thought I was safe in, now you, even if you're going to burnout, you're gonna kill me because you go into, into a super, whatever you want, right? Whatever you can go into level 3 or not. And so now I'm dead, based off of that one mistake that your opponent did. So grinding this offense is so important because you want to make sure that when these mistakes happen, you're ready to deliver this damage. Okay? Alright. Is there anything else I can help you with before I give my closing and stuff like that?
I guess so I played a bit of Drive, and I guess the biggest, I have 2 random questions. One is, what is the purpose of, I forget what it's called, but just jumping in place.
Jump neutral, roundhouse?
Yeah, neutral jump.
Basically, you see me turn blue, do it, and you can hit me on the way down.
Okay.
Just do it really late, like really late. Oh, maybe not that late. Yeah. We'll see. Choke a couple more times, and then you get a combo. So you get stab middle punch. So you just do, let's see, there. Alright, and you get a combo. That's the whole point of it. It's very powerful in this game because there's so many things that are drive rushing. There's so many things that are moving forward. So it's to bait forward momentum moves.
Got it.
Okay, very strong against like Ken's Dragon Slash. It's very strong against Headbutt, against Blanca Ball. Even though you're not gonna really see a lot of reward because those moves go really, really far, so you won't be able to see it. But it's just good in general. It's also a good way to call out dolls with a teleport. You see him in the air. You think he's gonna teleport. You just do this. It covers both sides. So for Jury, it's really good because she covers both. That's why Chun does it really good too because she covers both sides. So yeah, it's good. So what it is, it's a tempo like restart. It basically is like if your opponent's charging all the time, jump neutral is really good just to make sure that you're checking them. You're like, hey, back up, right? I still got control of this stuff. Okay, so make sure you're thinking about that kind of stuff. And yeah, what was the other question? Another random question.
What is Jury's best whiff punish tool?
So best whiff punish tool would probably be crouching middle kick. Now, do you know how to buffer in this game?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, what happens is you're just always buffering that double dash. So if this hits, you're always gonna be able to drive rush, right? So you would be able to drive rush that into middle punch, right? Suck at it. Alright, and you can be able to do a combo off of that. Okay, so
I try to only do it when I feel like they're outside my range.
Yeah, but that's a good way to do it. Heavy kick is really good. If it's a counter hit, you can go into a light pinwheel after that. So they kind of reel back, and it's like a counter punish. You can go into that. So this is really good. Obviously, drive rush by itself is really good. It's really fast, so you go into it really quick as well. Those are gonna be your whiff punish tools. Try to stay away from doing sweep because it's very negative. It's very slow. Heavy punch is okay, but again, the startup is kind of slow, so it's not something you really want to do. The other buttons are either short or they don't cancel. Middle kick doesn't cancel anything unless it's close. So yeah, I think the best tools you got honestly is crouching middle kick and that drive rush, buffer, and don't be afraid to just back up and throw a light and then go in. That right there is ridiculous right now. It's really, really strong. Yeah. And then obviously if you're fighting, fireball characters, you obviously have your dive kick if you need to use it. I would be very careful though because it is very punishable on block. Alright? So Yeah, just the main things I would say, I would tell you to work on the most. Understand where you're have the advantage and when you don't. Like if someone has you on your heels, you gotta make sure, hey, I gotta defend, I gotta anti, let me land an anti. Let me land something so that I can back them up a bit. Right? That's number one. Number two, obviously with the improvement of your combos, you're gonna win a lot more because you're limiting the amount of chances and time that your opponent has. You're doing more damage to them, so that makes sense. And just use that light fireball more. I think it's just something that you have to just remind yourself, hey, I got time. Alright, let me store up. Let me throw a fireball. And see what they do. If they like to jump, you DP them every time. If they don't like to jump, you can approach them. Right? So don't try to choose the answer right away. Sometimes I'll throw one and I'm just like, okay, then I'll go in. Or I'll just throw one and then store up again. And throw it again and see what they do, and then, yeah, do a combo after that. Okay? So use that fireball to disrupt the neutral. That's what basically it's there for. It's there to disrupt the neutral, especially characters with fireballs. And last advice I'll give you is anytime a fireball comes up, throw a fireball at me. Anytime there's a fireball, parry it. Okay? Always parry it. Because if I block it, go ahead and do the parry, look at my drive rush meter. When you throw a fireball, I take some damage off of it.
Right.
But if you parry it, even though I'm wasting it, I'll still get it back because the damage is coming back to me. So, parry it. Yeah. Okay. And you don't have to perfect parry it. You want to try to perfect parry it, but you don't have to. It's just something to make sure that you're doing so that you're not losing the drive meter, right? Or that aspect. Right. It comes down to it later on, like, in the higher ranks, you'll start seeing people care about their drive meter a little bit. They'll obviously spend it on offense, but they also got to be very careful not to be in burnout because then they can leave themselves in some trouble. So, yeah, man, just use those tools I gave you. Hopefully the advice works out. And obviously, if you have more questions in the future, just hit me up on Discord and I'll get to them whenever I can. But yeah, I again appreciate you waiting on me for a whole week. But next time I'll make sure that I'll be on time and not have anything come up. I mean, it was just random that the plans came out, so I was just like, I wasn't expecting this, but oh well. But yeah, anytime you need more help or if you need to do another session, just let me know. And just hit me up on Metafy and I'll be able to train you again.
Alright, sounds good, man. Thank you so much.
Alright, dude, appreciate it, and I will talk to you next time.
Yeah, sounds good.
Alright, bye. Okay, I did not expect to stream this. I accidentally put stream instead of record, but oh well. You guys got to see how a Metafy training session goes. And yeah, it was pretty good. I have to do a set in some tournament, so I'm kind of waiting on that. But I'm gonna go ahead and log off for now. If you guys have any issues and want training just like the one you just received, make sure you guys sign up at metafy.gg/@Brolylegs. I am taking in any sessions anytime after 5 p.m. on weekdays, and weekends is pretty much whenever. And there is no time limit, or like you can literally sign up and then in 2 minutes I would train you or something. But don't do that because I want to train. I gotta go do a tournament. But yeah, obviously I'm available a lot, and like I said, these sessions go like that. There's nothing crazy. It's literally just Discord. I call you. We set it up in this lobby, and then just tack on whatever you need help with. And the thing I tell people the most is don't be like discouraged because of your rank. I've trained people that are in iron. I've trained people that are diamond. It doesn't matter. there are always things that they want help with, and there's always somewhere you can start. Obviously, I know the price is a little big, but I definitely make it worth it. Okay, you will definitely see improvements. I guarantee it. Quick shout outs before I go. Miss Cupcake, thank you so much for the raid. And Dionysus Laugh, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead and take off. I might come back tonight. I don't know. After work, I'm just kind of like, and I don't want to. I don't even want to play, but obviously training matters a lot. So I'm gonna probably just tough it out and train some more tonight. So I will see you all next time. Have a good rest of your Wednesday. Peace.